Hello, everyone, and welcome to an episode of Commander's Call. I'm Robin,
And I'm Mike.
and today we're going to be talking about Magic the Gathering, specifically Bloomburrow, the mystery booster set number 2 that's coming out. That was revealed at GemCon, and just Magic in general.
Yep. Bloomburrow that came out last week? Pre-release was like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think some pretty cool cards came out there. I also like animals, so I'm a little partial.
Yeah. I didn't really read into the lore at all. I think you did a little bit, right?
Yes,
But like, there's no humans or anything. It's just a bunch of animals, right?
yeah, very old Disney Robin Hood type of stuff where everyone's just an
Kind of. Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like some planeswalkers, I guess they planeswalked into the realm or whatever in the planes, and they're all like bunnyfied or like animalfied.
Yeah.
Um.
There was Liliana got turned into a squirrel.
Yep. Jace.
Jace turned into a fox.
And a whole other bunch of planeswalkers.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch. I don't remember them all.
Even a dragon turned into a bird.
Which one was that one?
It's called the Dragon Hawk. That's
Oh,
just the card.
well, that wasn't a planeswalker. But yeah, there's a dragon bird in the plane.
Yeah.
Probably setting up for maybe a dragon set in the future.
Perhaps.
Maybe we're going back to Tarkir, the plane of the dragons. I don't know.
That
I
would
feel
be
like
cool.
I feel like we're due to go back to revisit that plane because I don't think we've ever been back, right?
No, we haven't.
Like we've been to Ravnica like 5, 6 times, but
Yes. We've been to Zendikar again.
yeah, many times.
Many times. Dominaria, many times.
Yeah, yeah. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. What did you want to talk about first?
So I picked three mythics and rares out of the
Mm-hmm.
Bloomburrow set that I
Mm-hmm.
thought were like top notch. These are pretty cool cards out of the set.
Mm-hmm.
My first pick was an enchantment class called Alchemist's Talent. It's a
Okay.
red enchantment that costs 4 to cast it. When it ETBs, you create 2 tapped treasure tokens. Nothing's too cool, too far. But its second ability is where it really shines, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 mana, you upgrade it, and now your treasures tap and sack for 2 mana instead of 1.
It's pretty good.
And especially in red decks
Oh yeah.
that don't have a lot of ramp,
Mm-hmm.
getting that extra mana for your treasures is crucial.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think.
Yeah.
So what's the investment? The initial investment was how much? Like how much is the cast the card?
4 mana to
Four.
cast the card,
Okay.
and
And
then
then
2 to upgrade it.
okay, so that's like 6 mana, but like spread over maybe like
Hmm.
2 turns or something. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
My second card that I picked was,
Was it the reprint that you were talking about?
yes, the
Oh, Derevi?
the Revy. I always want to say the Freddy.
Freddy. Good old Freddy.
Yes, good old Freddy. They reprinted him. I didn't know he was a reprint because I joined Magic like after he was originally introduced.
Yeah, I think the original was introduced in maybe the first or maybe second Commander, like precons.
Yeah.
So yeah, you started playing maybe like a few years ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Derevi definitely like one of the old timey like super strong commanders, right? I'm pretty sure at one point he was maybe a CDH deck. He was just really easy to combo with.
Yeah, I can see why, because he says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you can tap or untap any target permanent, which to me is insane.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, but he has an ability where it's one green, blue, white, and you can just cheat him on from command zone to battlefield.
Yep.
Just,
Without playing the commander tax or anything, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, I have to. This is crazy.
Yeah. I think I have a copy of the original version, so
Mm.
if you're interested in building it, I guess.
Actually pulled the Bloomberg one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's pretty cool.
that's where I first saw.
Oh, hell yeah. So yeah, congrats on that. I
Thanks.
guess. Yeah.
And my final pick of my top 3 favorite cards that I saw was the green season of gather or season gathering. I think it's
The
called.
green season, right?
Yeah, the green season.
Okay.
Uh, it's a modal spell that allows you to choose up to 5 paws worth, and there's paw symbol for each mode,
Mhm,
determining its worth.
mhm.
Um, the first mode being you get a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That costs 1, so you can do that 5 times. The second paw is the destroy target artifact or enchantment, and that's
Yep.
the second paw ability. The third paw is you draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. The first half of Shamanic Revelation.
Sheesh. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it only costs 1 more than Shamanic Revelation,
Okay. So shamanic is what, 5 mana?
5 mana, and
Okay.
this is 6 mana.
6. Yep.
So you get card draw in green, which is very good in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
And it's you can also have it be target removal for the 2 paw, or you can buff up 2 creatures.
Mhm. Yeah, actually the two paw is you choose an artifact, sorry, choose artifact or enchantment, destroy all permanents of the chosen type.
Oh yeah.
So it hits everything.
Yeah, it's a board wipe for artifacts or enchantments.
Yeah, so you could, like, if you wanted, you could put 4, 4 paws to for both modes to hit all artifacts and enchantments.
That is crazy.
That's pretty good, especially in green.
Take that, blue players
Blue
and
keys.
artifact players, wherever you are.
Yeah.
But those are my top 3 mythics and rares out of the set.
Yeah, like I really like the seasons just because of how, what's the word? Because they have like so many modes on them, they're very versatile. So you
Yes.
could use them in different situations. Obviously the green one, right? Season of Gathering. Like if you wanted, I mean, green is like one of the colors for 1+1+1 tokens, right? So
Mhm.
that fits in perfectly, and it does resolve top to bottom. So if you spend 2 paws in the +1/+1 counter thing, and then the 3 paws, like you could buff up a dude, like one of your creatures twice, and then if that's like your biggest creature, that still also affects the 3 paw
Yes.
option, right? So that's pretty cool. I really do enjoy the seasons.
Yeah. And it's crazy because they're even more versatile than regular modal spells that allows you to choose like one or more modes,
Mhm.
because usually those modal spells only like have you choose one of the options. But this one, like, you can get like uh, two out of the 3 options most of the time,
Mhm.
and it still be pretty worth it.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole like paw system? Like, because you only really see the paws in like the season cards, right?
Yeah,
Like, there's no card in Bloomburrow that's like, oh, if you play a paw spell, you get, an extra paw or whatever.
yeah. I think it's very specific, and it's going to stay within those seasons.
Yeah.
Because if there was something that allowed you to choose more paws, I think the seasons would just get out of hand really quick.
Get out of paw really quick.
Yeah.
Because like it's not like energy where you could like stack up the number of paws, right?
No, it's a
It's just
set amount.
it
You
just like says, you have 5 paws to spend for this one card. And then, spend it accordingly. But
Yep.
it's not like you could save a paw for another like season or something. So I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting how they essentially like created this new like resource, but not really a resource.
Mhm.
They just had like, okay, it's an animal set. We're gonna say you have paws to spend.
Yeah. It,
Quirky
flavor win.
flavor. Yeah, yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. And speaking of unique things that uh, are in Bloomburrow, a lot of the unique mechanics that were introduced, the offspring mechanic,
Hmm.
there's a lot of them. You have the offspring mechanic, you have the expend mechanic, and I'll get into detail on each of them in a little bit. And you have the gift mechanic.
Hmm.
Uh, so the offspring mechanic is pretty cool because it's basically kicker. You get a creature token copy of the thing you're casting, but it's a 1/1. It's like a little baby
Yeah, it's like a
version.
little baby version of the original card. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool for decks that care about tokens or ETBs, because you'll get
Hmm.
another ETB of that same creature.
Right. Yeah. It reminds me of what was that other set where you could spend mana to make like copies of that card? I think it was in the 40K.
Oh yes,
Was it Squad?
yeah, squad,
Yeah, it was kind of like Squad.
yeah, squad 2. You
But like
pay.
you could squad multiple times, but with offspring you can only do it once, right?
Yes. You only can do it once, and it's you pay the offspring on the cast. It's not
Mhm.
like it's not an ETB trigger where you can pay one. It's on cast, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh, the other one, expend. This is my personal favorite because I am a big.
Oh.
Uh, I do like spending my mana on casting spells,
Mhm.
and I will do so with efficiency every single turn.
Yeah. As we all aspire to do in every game.
Yes. And expend rewards you for spending more and more mana.
Mhm.
So expend is whenever you would spend your uh, total amount of mana equal to that number. So expend 4 whenever you spend your 4th mana on that turn.
Mhm.
The ability happens. And the ability ranges from like you gain life to you draw a card to the creature it's attached to the gets buff.
Mhm.
Uh, but I read since it says it's a little tricky since it reads your 4th total mana this turn. So you would think like, oh, I'm casting this spell that has expend 4. It costs 5. I spent my 4th total mana. I get the expend
Yeah.
cost. But no, it doesn't work like that. The creature needs to be on the battlefield first.
Mhm.
And if you went over the expend, you'll have to wait till the next turn to try.
Wait, if you went over the expend, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
So if it's expend 4
Mhm.
and you cast a spell for 5, you
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you'll never hit the exact 4th mana. It doesn't reset.
Right. So if you don't have enough mana that turn, essentially, right?
Yeah,
So like, so what you're saying is if you cast a like a 5, CMC creature, and it has what is it, 4? What is the keyword again?
expend 4.
Expend 4. You would have to have at least another 4 mana available to you to like cast a different thing.
No, no, no. It not even if you have 4, because it once the creature's on. I know it's crazy. Once the creature's on the battlefield, the expend is this entire turn.
Oh, so it looks back at like what you already spent.
Yes,
Oh, that's weird.
yes.
Okay.
So if you went past, because it counts for
Uh,
the exact 4th mana.
dang. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
it
don't
does,
know though. I don't know if I like that anymore.
and
Man.
it also says it doesn't work with spending mana to use abilities on cards.
Okay.
It cares about costs, spending it to cast
Oh,
something.
for casting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
Hmm.
paying your taxes on a cast that will lead toward expending.
Okay, with like a for a commander, for example.
Yeah, for
Okay.
your commander, or if someone is playing a Ristic study and you pay the
Uh,
one
does that count?
because it's on cast, right? Whenever you cast something,
Oh, I don't know if that count. Well, maybe. Does that count?
it said it counts.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting.
and all the kicker costs, additional costs will count
Okay.
also. So
Okay.
you can rack up the expend costs,
Hmm.
like because there are cards that say expend 8.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well, that's interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is my personal favorite because I am a big go fast. I want to spend all my mana.
For sure. Yeah, I dig it.
Um,
Then there's gifting,
yes,
right?
gifting. Gifting is a little cool because it brings a new level of politics to the table.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in like 1v1 formats, so like standard, modern, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
You don't really want to be gifting your opponent something. A lot of them is like, gift a card
Yeah.
or like gift a fish. And a fish is like a 1/1 token. But like, you don't want to be giving your 1v1, like your single opponent, you know, more gas essentially.
Yes.
But in Commander, you could like, if you're affecting like one player, you could gift, like if it's a gift a card, right? You could gift another player the card. Like it doesn't have to be the person you're targeting, right?
Yes. It can be any opponent.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you and I be friends. Let's go, you know, pick on that one person over there.
Let's get them.
That's interesting. I like it more in Commander for sure
Definitely.
because it plays into the whole politics game there.
And there are some cards that
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at like all the gift cards, but from the ones I've seen, like some of the like secondary effects don't feel super strong.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's like certain circumstances where it is like really, really strong. Um, but like, yeah, the fact that you're giving someone else, you know, a card or another permanent on the field, it is a little iffy in my opinion. I just don't like giving my opponents things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We do not share around here. All the spoils will be mine in the
Yeah,
commander table.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Overall, like I think the oh god, I'm blanking on the when you offspring, is that what it's
Yes,
called? I
offspring.
think that one's pretty cool because there are some cards that are just kind of cool with like extra triggers or ETBs, right?
Hmm.
Um, just ability to like late game or like mid game or later game when you have more mana, you could sink it into that and get more value from a single card.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I think that's my favorite mechanic from this set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offspring is definitely good. That would be my second favorite if I had to rank them. It would be expend, offspring, gifting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't tried any cards. I think like even pre-release. Like I don't think I played any um what was it called? The one that your favorite one?
Expend.
Expend. Sorry,
Yeah.
there's so many different like
There's a lot
things
of
in Magic.
keywords in Magic
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I think is that more of like a green red kind of ability?
It's in a lot of green and red cards. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, Definitely. Currently, I'm trying to build a raccoon deck,
Mm-hmm.
and the commander I'm using had cares about raccoons. He has expend 4 and then expend 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm putting in all the raccoons, and I'm trying to make it expend also.
Mm-hmm.
So it well, hopefully it will work out.
Yeah. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's just the fact that like if you spent that mana, then you can't like trigger it like later in that same turn.
yeah.
That bothers me. I didn't know that's how it worked.
Hmm.
Oh,
You can always try it next turn. So if you
yeah,
since we're in green, why not just untap all our lands on someone else's turn?
that's true. Yeah, like what is that one card?
Oh, there's so many.
There's a few. Yeah,
There's a Seedborn Muse.
Seaboard Muse. Yep, that's the one I was thinking of.
There's Wilderness Reclamation. No, that's a
What?
target removal one.
um, it's something like that though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of green stuff
yeah,
that allows you to do that.
because it does. You could like trigger that on an opponent's turn, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
each turn.
All right. Yeah, just throw in like your creatures that flash or something. That could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it.
Um. But overall, uh, I'm pretty happy with the set. There was a lot of good reprints also in
Oh
this
yeah,
set.
there's more reprints than I knew there were going to be.
Yeah.
Like it kind of reminds me of like the latest Eldraine set.
Oh yes.
Because you know how that they had like the fairy tale version like art style, I guess. I think they also threw in reprints like in that kind of series as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it feels very Eldraine and like also like the art that's very like Eldraine was very fantasy, right? This one's kind of along the same veins where it's like very like whimsical, with
Yeah.
animals and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think overall there's definitely some really busted, really pushed cards in this set.
Oh yeah.
Um, like I wasn't really hyped for this set to be honest, because
Mm-hmm.
we just had Modern Horizons 3.
It's hard to beat Modern Horizons
Modern
3.
Horizons 3 had a lot of hype, and a lot of like cards were pushed in that set for sure. And then we had the little mini set of
Assassin's
Assassin's Creed,
Creed. I
which
didn't
was
like that
cute.
one too much. I
Yeah,
didn't.
it was like a really tiny mini set. It
Yeah.
was just extra things to think about. And then this set, Bloomburrow.
Yeah.
So coming off the heels of MH3, like I spent a bit of money on MH3, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll like slow down for Bloomburrow. But then the cards started getting spoiled. I'm like, man, some of this stuff is really, really good.
Yeah. They one of the crazy ones is like they reprinted Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, that's the one I pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
got the
a
raised foil version.
that's crazy.
It's a very nice, beautiful card. That's for sure.
Yes. And that's like one of the best Jaces.
Yeah, I mean it's very dated, I guess. Like for a long time it was banned because it was strong, like back in the day.
Mhm.
But they unbanned it maybe like a few years ago, like in modern.
Okay.
And I don't think it's like a mainstay, like, modern staple.
You think Magic outgrew
Oh
the
yeah.
the Mind Sculptor?
Yeah, for sure. Like the power creep. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah, you can still like do crazy things with Jace the Mind Sculptor, but he's not like busted as
Mhm.
he once was,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
There's also uh, cool original cards. I didn't put this in my list because I do not like uh, mono black creatures. I do not. I'm usually a green red player.
Okay, yep.
Uh, Maha
Maha is pretty cool.
Maha is mean.
Is it though? It just makes all your as opponents, right? Opponents
Yes,
creatures.
specifically opponents.
That's
That
not too bad.
base toughness of 1 and has ward. You have to discard a card.
Yeah. Flying Trample 6/5 for 5 mana.
Whew,
Ward discard a card. Creatures your opponents control have base toughness 1.
that's
Well, I mean, like that's pretty strong if you pair it with like Toxic Deluge.
Toxic Deluge, Massacre Girl.
Or that, yeah.
There's a lot of things in those colors that can just wipe your board.
Yeah. I remember the pre-release that like destroyed me because like all my bombs, right? Like
Hmm.
my 5 drop, 6 drops creatures, like all of a sudden they had like 1 toughness and they would trade with like, you know, 1 mana 1/1s.
Yeah.
So that was tough. Like in sealed or like, like in draft or something like that, Maha is definitely scary. And constructed, I mean maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like especially in Commander. Like Commander, yeah. It can be pretty busted. Mono black. You think it'd be like good enough as a mono black commander?
Uh, it's 5 cost.
Maha is a 5 cost. Yeah, 3 black black.
I think it's just too expensive
It might be up there, yeah.
to
But it has
be.
ward discard a card,
Yeah,
which, hurts. So I,
definitely hurts.
I think it's relatively safe, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like uh really up there in high tier commander play.
Mm-hmm.
Not CEDH level, but the step
No.
below it.
Okay, so just
But
high
it
powered, you think?
just high power. But I
Okay.
like medium table. I think it will definitely destroy some of the precons at least.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, just pair that with like Orcish Bowmasters,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
Just ping everything for 1, and then it's like,
Yeah. You're in the
everything's on
colors to do
toughness.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in the
Mono black,
colors.
yeah, I could see it being a decent commander for sure.
Yeah.
Some other cards I thought, like we didn't talk about Three Tree City, the land.
Yes.
Um,
The-
yeah, it's good in any like tribal deck, and
Hun-
I need like 10 copies of it.
yes.
So
I think everyone needs 10 copies of it.
yeah, I play a lot of tribal decks.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
With my raccoon deck,
yeah,
my bears deck,
yeah,
I have the dinosaurs. Everyone needs this.
yeah, yep.
Just imagine dinosaurs with that.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Um, the precons in this set are also nothing to sneeze at. I feel like.
Um, yeah, I don't. I don't think we've played with all like our entire pod playing precons yet, right?
No, but I did look at some of them.
Mhm.
So out of our pod, uh, we've seen the black green squirrel commander.
Yep, I think that's the most popular one.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we've seen the green red raccoon commander.
that's you.
That's me.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that was pretty strong.
that was pretty good.
You're playing the one where it's like
It makes enchantments and
enhanced. Yeah,
artifacts
yeah, yeah.
mana 4 or greater into
4/4 indestructible.
haste creature.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Um,
Yeah, I saw that card. I was like, because I have a vehicle deck, like a mono blue vehicle deck.
yeah.
I was like, my first instinct was like, I could just throw in all the 4 mana cost and above vehicles,
Hmm.
and like play them, and then instead of having to like crew them, they become creatures already,
Yeah.
and just get in there. A lot of them have attack triggers or some kind of like benefit, and their stats are usually like above average, but it does turn them into 4/4s,
It
right?
does turn them into 4/4.
Which is okay. But
Yeah.
like a lot of vehicles, like they have flying or you know
Yep.
extra things to them. So I was thinking about building that deck, but I know you're the Gruul player, so
I do like my Gruul.
yeah.
Um, And the black green one, the face commander is a token generation monster.
Oh, the squirrel deck.
The
Yeah, yeah.
squirrel deck.
Oh yeah.
Like it's holding up to the squirrel reputation of one turn you have one. The next turn you got 20.
Yeah, yeah. I think the precon itself was kind of like all over the place in terms of like it it wanted to make a lot of different types of tokens.
Yes.
Which is fine. But like I think it has like an extra bonus if it is squirrel related, right?
Yes. It was
So
trying to do food, squirrels, like for some reason there was Eldrazi spawns in there.
they're tokens, right?
They're tokens.
Yeah.
But if it was just focused on food and squirrels,
Mhm.
because it has the seed miser in there, which is
Yeah.
a squirrel. It's a squirrel commander that allows you to sack a food.
Uh-huh.
If you sack a food, you create a squirrel,
Oh.
and has an ability 2 plus forge, and forge is also a new mechanic, which allows you to
Oh.
exile 3 cards from your graveyard, or you sack a food as an additional cost.
Okay.
It-
Yeah, yeah,
It's just an additional cost.
yeah. Mhm.
But if you do that, all other squirrels get +1/+1.
Mm. Yeah.
So that's pretty good on its own. But it's half of a infinite combo with a new card also called uh, Yagara, Eater of All, which turns all your
Oh,
creatures into
into
food.
foods, yeah.
So you can
I
you
forgot
can
about
just
that guy.
you can
Yeah.
just start sacking your squirrels that you made to buff up your squirrels to make more squirrels, which are also foods,
Yeah.
and it never ends.
Yeah, that commander Igara, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Yagara
It's yeah, the ability is nuts.
is crazy
Yeah. If we were doing like a top 10, that would be on my list for sure.
for sure. I think you would have to put it there.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's too good. And then I know that in the pre-con they reprinted Chatterfang, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Chatterfang has always been kind of like a scarier, kind of higher powered commander, right? Like if you just follow the theme, like it's gonna be strong,
Yes.
right? So I think our friend that played the deck, like he actually made Chatterfang the commander, right?
Yes, he did. He
Yeah.
built the deck around Chatterfang, and when he showed up, and I brought out the raccoon precon,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, let me swap a couple things
Yeah.
first, because Chatterfang is that strong. It's on a different tier from the precons
Yeah, and
for sure.
I think he like made the deck more, was it 100% squirrels, I think?
Yes, it's more focused on squirrels.
Yeah, like he took out all the like the extra different tokens, like the Aussie spawns or whatever. He took those out, put in the strictly squirrels, and he was still like popping off.
Yeah,
So,
it came down to the wire between me and him.
yep,
Yeah,
good times.
very good times.
We should record that game.
We should have. That was a good
Maybe
one.
that'll be a future episode.
On our
Maybe
Patreon, perhaps.
on our beach.
Whenever I get around to making it
Yeah, one day.
one
We'll
day.
make one of those.
Leaning off of Bloomburrow, we got recently the Magic community got really big news at Gen Con. They're doing a mystery booster
Part
number
two,
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. Not actually called it,
No, it's mystery booster 2. It's going to be they said it's going to be a convention only
but
release. So you can only get this at conventions, and it's only going to be drafting. And it's from like certain number of sets. It was like
yeah, there's a lot of reprints in
a
them,
lot of
right?
reprints.
Yeah, I opened a few packs from like the first set, Mystery Boosters one, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's all pretty much reprints. I didn't have a chance to draft with them or anything, but I imagine that draft would be pretty sick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're bringing back the old white border cards
So
with the new layout.
yeah, I think it looks weird because like so the white bordered cards, like that's a good idea, right? Because like
Hmm.
people have like if older players, they enjoy that stuff. It's nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that they're keeping the so you know how like legendary cards have like little frill on the top?
Yes.
Um that just looks weird with like a white border.
Yeah. It
And then
doesn't
like
look right.
yeah, it doesn't look right. And like on the bottom, Like if you see like the actual old white border cards, like on the bottom you have like the card number or like the artist name and all that stuff.
Hmm.
They were formatted in a certain way, but with these ones, it's the current way they do it with a white background, like with a white border.
Yeah,
So it looks out of place. It's kind of like I I want to say creepy pasta, but it's like a nightmare. Like it looks,
like a
I don't know.
bizarro
It's a
version.
bizarro version of like the white of yeah.
Like
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
they tried to hook you in with nostalgia, but
But they're
they
doing it
didn't
weird.
they didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
If you're going for nostalgia, you might as well go full
Hmm.
nostalgia. We're going bring back the old format of how the cards are
Yeah.
written out, white border, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And
So
they only did half measures.
yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it look weird? Do you like him?
To me, it looks fine because I don't
Okay.
have any of the
Old
old
white
white
border.
border cards, so I don't know what
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I'm not used to it. But I'm sure for people who have been playing Magic for like years,
Hmm.
it's it looks really weird.
Looks really weird. Yeah. Like I imagine like everyone who wants to build like a white bordered commander deck, I'm
Yeah,
sure they're happy about it. But it just looks weird.
yeah,
Maybe if they took away the new legendary border at the top, if they just made it like flat and straight like every other card out there,
hmm,
maybe I would hate it less.
maybe.
But I don't know. It just looks weird to me.
And what stood out to me because this is since I started playing, this is the first mystery set booster that I've experienced,
Hmm.
and the fact that is not only you can only play these cards in this draft, like in mystery booster draft or draft in general. Like you cannot build a constructed deck out of these. They're not legal.
I mean, you could build a commander deck with them, right?
They just said any constructed format,
Okay. I think commander is that considered a constructed format? Because
I
when they say constructed, they usually refer to like
like
standard.
modern standard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, you're constructing a 100 card deck, but it's a casual format, so I don't think, strictly speaking, like they would care.
yeah, but but it's also only at conventions. And I
Oh, to
looked,
get them, yeah.
yeah, and I looked deeper into this. I'm like, why
Hmm.
are they saying it's only at convention? Because apparently, the convention community of Magic, uh, like like they fundraise to do this mystery booster set because the first one was so successful for them.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
it's entirely off of the convention dollar.
Okay, that's kind of
So
cool.
yeah,
But they're also gonna, well,
make so much money.
yeah. Because did they say how much the packs were gonna be, or
No, no prices have been revealed
yeah?
as far as I know.
So
But
yeah, I don't
just
know.
just a fun factoid for your mystery booster 2 trivia night.
Nice, I dig it. Yeah, I think was it last year where they did festival in a box.
Yeah.
They had like a chaos kind of draft, right? But they also had included a booster box, a box of the mystery boosters.
Mhm.
And I definitely opened all of them by myself because I was excited to open and see what was inside. So, so in that kind of way, like you get your hands on them if you, can't make a convention in person.
Mhm.
But yeah, they won't be selling this at like your local, LGS or like Target, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far,
So far,
unless
I can't remember if they ever sold the first ones in your local game store. Maybe if they were lucky enough to get a box, they sold them. I don't
maybe.
know.
I have no idea. Before my time.
Yeah, I don't think they ever like distributed boxes.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though. Would have to look into it, I guess.
Yeah.
But how does that make you feel that you could only get those at conventions?
Uh, I wish I could get it at my local game store because it is cool. I'm a commander player, so I
Mhm.
have a it's a whole bag of mixed feelings for me
Yeah,
because I don't if I can put those cards in commander, it's gonna be cool.
right.
If I can't, then I'm then I'm gonna feel really sad.
Do
I
you?
just spent so much money on stuff I can't play.
I mean, you could always rule zero it, right? Like,
Yeah,
hey, I have cards from this set. You guys okay with that?
yeah.
But I mean, it's supposed to be a draft set. Would you? be more inclined, like if they had this set available at your LGS, would you be more inclined to like instead of just Commander all the time, would you be like, hey, let's do a draft?
If someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, Robin, you want to do a Mystery Booster 2 draft tonight at our local game store since they're selling those boxes?"
Hmm.
I'd be like, "Sure."
Yeah, I'd probably be the same way because like yeah, we could always do drafts of like the the newest standard set or like
Mhm.
Bloomburrow, for example. But yeah, after I get the cards I want, like I'm more like you said, like I'm more of a commander player as well.
Mhm.
Um so like if if I don't get the cards I wanted during like the pre-release, because I we typically do pre-release, like I'll just buy the singles that I want.
Yeah,
If there's this like set, right, that's not like a standard set, and it's not like a gimmicky set like,
Bloomburrow.
well, I mean, Bloomburrow is a standard set, but I was
Oh,
gonna say like Assassin's Creed, right?
oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know,
Like a Universe Beyond.
yeah,
Is Universe Beyond standard?
no,
They can't be.
they are not. Um, I think I think they're modern legal,
Okay.
but they're not standard legal. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I don't think I want to do like a draft of that.
Yeah.
But if it's like mystery boosters,
Ooh,
that could be pretty cool.
the mystery.
Yeah. Because they built it for that purpose.
Yeah.
And then like yes, to a certain extent, like the standard legal boxes are also meant to be drafted. But there's, I mean, like especially in the last like year or two, like Wizards, they just make cards strictly for Commander. Like
Y-
they don't say it outright, but it's like they printed this like legendary creature, like this is meant for Commander. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
So
definitely tell what is oh, this is definitely for commander format,
mhm,
and this would never go in a standard or modern deck
yeah,
ever.
and vice versa. Sometimes they just print like really like crappy cards. Like for example, well, I can't really name anything off the top of my head, but like there's like strictly speaking like better like cards, like better versions of a card, but they print like a crappier version in the set. And you wouldn't play that in Commander because you have access to the
Mhm.
actual good version of it, but it's really good effect for like 1v1 formats, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do that too,
Mhm.
but as far as what I understand from the mystery booster box or mystery booster set, I don't know what they call it.
Yeah.
Like they built that for drafting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's definitely a draft set, which is cool
yeah,
for those who like draft.
yeah.
There are
That's
drafters out there.
that's cooler because like it's a lot of reprints, right?
Yeah.
So like newer players could like get access to that like older stuff
Can
too.
see the old cards.
Yeah, and experience the white borders.
Yes. The real
Wow.
white border.
Yeah.
Besides mystery, the mystery booster too. Magic's been printing a lot of sets back to
Oh
back.
yeah. It's too much. I mean, we've been saying this for like a year or two now. Like they've been producing many, many sets.
Yeah. And Duskmorn, the next set of Magic is already being spoiled.
Is it?
Yeah.
When does that even come out?
I think it's in October because it's a horror themed set.
So there's nothing coming out in September.
Maybe. I
Is this
think
like the biggest lull that we've had all year? No set for a month?
I th- yeah, maybe. It might come out in September and it might be a mini set, but
Dustmorn? I think Dustmorn is that what it's called? I
yeah,
think
Duskmorn.
Dustmorn is like the next standard set. I believe. I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like look it up right now.
But yeah, it's a horror theme set featuring around like all the classic like 80s horror movie tropes of the like VC like The Ring. They have a Ring
Right.
inspired card where it's
Yeah.
like haunted tape.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the cards they spoiled so far, it definitely brings back like 80s horror vibes, like horror movie vibes.
Yeah.
So I did look up the schedule. So Bloomburrow technically came out in August, and Duskmorn comes out September 27th.
So we're still
So
on
really,
track.
it's
We're
still
still on track for a
something
set
every month.
every month.
Yeah, January, February, March, April. There's nothing in May because June was Modern Rises 3, but Outlaws was April 19th.
Okay. So we had a lull.
Yeah. And then July, Assassin's Creed, August, Bloomburrow. Yeah.
Okay.
That's nuts.
That is crazy. They're just asking. They're give me more money.
Yeah.
Is We're shoveling money into their mouth.
According to this like internet thing though, September 27 is Duskmorn. And that's like it. And then in November there's a Magic the Gathering Foundations.
What's foundations?
Um I don't know if you were even playing when so every year they would put out like a core set.
Okay.
And essentially it's like a very like can I call it a basic set? It's a very basic set where they had like it was more beginner friendly and they had kind of like Magic Alls. Wow, what's the word? Like really like how do I even say this? Like the core kind of cards that you want to have when you're learning how to play. For
Okay.
example, they would this is the kind of set they would print like you know, what are they called? Wood elves, right?
Oh,
The one mana
the
it taps for green.
yeah,
Um
the Lano War.
Lenore elves, yeah, they would have like that style of card. Um yeah, so they did that for many years. Every year they had a core set. And it was more beginner friendly, and then like every card had like the reminder text on it.
Mhm.
Um
Like baby's first magic.
Essentially, yeah. And then they did away with that. And then I guess with foundations, they're doing it where this set specifically will have all those like, super basic cards,
Mhm.
but it'll be standard legal for a longer period of time.
Oh shoot. Okay.
So I think this set, yeah, it's coming out 20 this year, 2024. I think they said it's gonna be legal and standard for like 5 years until like 2029.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So you have your foundations for standard for 5 years.
yeah, for a longer period of time. I think I'm not sure about the 5 years. I could be wrong, but it's supposed to be for a long time,
Okay.
which I think is interesting. But at the same time, I don't know. They'd have to like plan how they build the next sets accordingly, right?
Mhm.
Because I don't know if having like Llanowar elves standard legal for all these different cards even through rotations, right? Like you just have to expect that green is going to be a little faster at getting out like higher mana things,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? It's like if you take a look at like Bloomburrow, they've printed mana dorks, but a lot of them are like 2 mana or something.
Yeah.
Because like the most optimal mana dork is a 1 mana that taps for one.
Yes.
So
Yeah. A lot of the mana dorks now are like either 2 drops, they add mana, or sometimes they'll be like 3 drops, add mana, or like they do something else.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely some broken ones that they printed recently.
I think the Fanatic of Rondis, that is a mana
Oh,
dork.
Ronus, yeah, yeah.
Ronus, yeah,
Was that an MH3?
that was an MH3
Yeah,
that can tap for like 3 or 4
I forget.
when
I think it's four. Ah, man,
it was some
something.
absurd amount.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's a MH3 card, so it'll be only legal in modern.
Yeah.
So, but this Foundations is going to be legal like for standard.
Yeah.
So it's something that like they have to keep in mind of. So I don't know if they have like a plan for all the cards up to like 2029 or not, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. But Duskmorn, um, with the horror theme, I'm
Mhm.
kind of excited because I'm a big horror movie fan. I don't
Okay.
know if you know,
I did not know that.
but yeah,
Spooky.
yes. Uh, I watched like all the old Friday 13th.
Oh man.
I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Hmm.
uh uh even uh evil the evil space clowns.
Oh,
Space clowns that
from
uh,
outer space or
yeah,
something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that has a killer soundtrack. That
Killer clowns from outer space.
killer
There
clowns
you
from
go.
outer
Yeah.
space. And so I like The Ring. I like all these horror movies. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see because we kind of have like horror themed magic sets already with Innistrad, with
Right. Yeah.
werewolves.
Werewolves,
Uh,
vampires.
yeah, even some Ravnica ones has like a little vampire like theme.
Yeah.
Ixalan had like a vampire sub theme.
Hmm.
But the fact that we're getting like specifically like
Like
80s horror movie slasher type
yeah.
of stuff
Yeah.
is
It's
kind of cool to me.
yeah. It feels like a return to like what Magic kind of was in the past. Because Magic in the past, right? It was more visceral, I think. They weren't scared of like, for example, demonic tutor, right? They had the little demon guy with a little book with the pentagram or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think they're gonna go back to that level of like, occulty, like, that's just not kosher anymore. Like people will get upset about that kind of stuff.
Got to keep it PG-13 around here.
Yeah. But having like this horror kind of theme, like I could see the cards being more gruesome again, like especially for like the black colors and maybe red, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm excited to have that like kind of gruesome, kind of more like I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know what to
The
call it, more
theme.
visceral theme, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it's like at coming out at end of September, so October, right?
It's
Spooky time.
yes. Spooktober.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Target and Walmart they're already selling like Halloween stuff,
Crazy.
decorations.
Have you seen any of the spoilers for
I know
Dustborn?
I've seen some. I don't remember them all.
Have you seen the like set specific art?
I've seen some of them. Yeah.
They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand how they're not going to be some people's cup of tea because they're very bright and vibrant, kind of
Hmm.
very poster esque. If you
Yeah.
remember the movie poster
Hmm.
alternate arts,
Yeah, for sure.
they're very loud,
Yeah, loud is a a good descriptor for him.
but they're also cool, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I dig it. Like the only one I could like think off the top of my head, I don't even remember the name of the card. It's like returned uh weirdly or something. Or it's essentially like a reanimation spell. So your creature comes back, but then it like dies afterwards because it's like a zombie or whatever. It came back and it's like here for a little bit because it's like decayed, like it just like falls apart afterwards.
Yeah,
So I thought that theme was kind of that flavor was pretty cool.
well, we'll have to wait and see to talk more about it.
I wonder what the lore is.
I wonder,
Like there's a evil spark out there that's
maybe
just manifesting like evil
maybe
dark
there's
mana and just turned into like a haunted house or something.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Garu got really into horror movies one day and started to have a horror movie watch party with all the planeswalkers.
Yeah, he was just hunting in the woods and he came across like a haunted house or something.
You know what's cool, guys? Friday the 13th. This Jason character really speaks to me.
There you go. Were there any like white cards that were spoiled or like blue cards?
I
Like a
don't
lot of it feels very like black or red.
black and red.
I can't think
I
if they.
I don't remember seeing any white, blue, or green spoiled cards,
Hmm.
but it is interesting to see what they will do.
Hmm.
Like, because we have the themes of like the five colors, and it's going to be interesting to see how they twist the non-conventional
Right.
uh colors into like this more
Spooky.
spooky theme.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like blue, since it's all technical and meticulous, it could be like a saw type of card where,
Maybe.
with all traps and stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of like spirits that are in blue.
Yeah,
Or like ghosts. Yeah, spirit
yeah,
kinds cards. White also.
yeah.
Um, yeah, we'll have to see. I
We'll have to
guess.
see.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to conclude the first episode for Commander's Call. If you like this video, and if you're watching audio only, if you liked us talking about magic, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, comment, and tell us how we did.
And disclaimer, like this is a very like off the cuff kind of like thing that we're doing. Like we're on location here in Oahu, at the Dole Plantation. So if you could hear like the wind, it's kind of windy today. And like if you're watching the video, it's the background is very naturey and Hawaiian-y, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, we're just out here and we're like we got some extra time today. Why don't we talk about some magic stuff?
Yeah.
So
We try to keep it very casual around here.
yeah. Maybe the next episode we'll actually do indoors.
Maybe.
Or unless you guys like this kind of format, we could probably find a different location here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Just keep it Hawaii bra.